Hey guys, this is your friend Iggy back again. So in this video we're going to go over how to change the LED lighting effects on the EVGA Geforce RTX 2080 XC Ultra card. So first off, when you install the card, you're just going to need to go to evga.com, log in or register and log in. Then you're going to go ahead and download Precision X1. When you've downloaded it and you're going to install it, it will ask you to update the firmware. And I do recommend closing out of every single application. I actually had an issue doing that I actually had to RMA the card, but I'll talk about that in another video. So for now, after you've downloaded, installed, updated the firmware, and opened up Precision X1, the very first screen is going to show you the VGA. You can overclock the memory, the GPU, and then also set the target power and GPU temperatures, as well as change the fan speed. Now here, it's pretty cool. If you highlight memory, you'll notice the memory over here turns on, so you know what you're overclocking. Hover over GPU, same thing, the GPU highlights. And then hover over here, the VRMs highlight. So that's pretty cool. For HW monitor, and I'm leaving LED for last, for HW monitor or hardware monitor, we can see the GPU clock megahertz, the GPU memory megahertz clock, or should I say the GPU memory clock megahertz, the GPU temperature, and then if I left click over the number 1, these are all the different things I can enable as well. Now if I had a second card, there would be a number 2 here, and I can do the same. Now if I click on LED, that's where we can see the actual card itself. So right over here you see the card is selected. The very first card, or the only card in my system actually, is selected. But if I had 2 cards, I can click on here, and if I had the SLI bridge that also lights up, I can select it here. But since I don't have those, I'll go ahead and turn those off. So on the drop down here, I'll just click that, and I'll click static off, and then I'll click apply. You notice the card just turned off. Okay, so if I come over here and I go to static on, now I can select whatever color I want. And actually, I'm on advanced. I'm going to go back to basic for right now. I can select between red, green, or blue, RGB. If I wanted more colors, don't worry, they have them more, or they have more of them. I click on advanced, then I click again over here, and then I can select any single color I want, and I can even get as granular as selecting the actual numbers here to get the actual color I want, the specific color I want. So that's pretty cool. So now for example, I want this one. So then add to custom colors. Sorry, and then raise it here. And then add to custom colors. Now I can just select that, click OK. You're going to notice that'll be that nice blue we selected, and then that card will be that blue we selected. Okay, so for now I'm just going to go back to basic and select green, and then I'll click on static on, and now I'll go to breathing. Whoops, excuse me, I'll go to breathing. Now we can select here what colors it's going to breathe to, and I'll just put everything max, so I can change the brightness and the speed. Click apply, then you're going to see it'll go to those colors. But let's say I want some red in there, and then I click apply. So you see how it goes in between. Now if I just want it to stay there, pretty boring, but we can just put it on static at that point. But going back to, let's say, red, and I want the red to be a little less bright, and I don't want it to go through so quickly. So kind of morphs to red and green, red and green. So now if I go to rainbow, I can go through every single color. I can't control the speed of the way it goes through every single color, but I can adjust the brightness. So just not as bright. I'm going to go to sleep. I don't want that much light. Even lower if I wanted to. But I don't care. I want it just as bright as possible. The rainbow actually helps soothe me. Now I'll go to pulse. Then you can see here it's going to pulse that way, and then if I go over here, red, and then again I can select the brightness and the speed. then I can also work off of temperature. So right now it's more of a green, and then in between green, because it's between 20 and 90 degrees. Okay, so, and I can of course adjust that, you know, if I wanted to set 120 or maybe 80. And then as I'm playing a game or running a benchmark, it'll go through those temperatures. Now, if you notice, there's LED sync over here. Now, LED sync shows me every single EVGA device, if I had a EVGA case that had some RGB lights, or the EVGA liquid cooling that had the RGB lights, or anything else, again, that is EVGA and has those RGB lights, I can control them here and then actually sync them up. So that's pretty cool. And unfortunately, I don't have another RGB lit EVGA device to show you, but I wanted to show you that you could do that. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and close that out real quick here and go back to rainbow because I just like the way that looks. But that's about it right now. So, you know, again, this is Iggy. I am showing you how the RGB lights work and how you can control them on the EVGA Geforce RTX 2080 XE Ultra card. Iggy out. See you guys.